what's guys? And so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is just around the corner for releasing in theaters, and we have the early reactions and reviews from people who have already seen the movie. And based on these are like extremely positive, because this is like the long-awaited Spider-Verse sequel with the return of Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and even the introduction of Spider-Man 2099 as well. And so in this video, I'm going through all the early reactions from people who have already seen the film and give you guys my thoughts on these, and for what to expect as we're heading into this long-awaited Spider-Verse sequel, and even involving the multiverse and so much more as well. And so if you're new to the channel and you don't subscribe like this, be sure to subscribe with the bell so you don't miss out on future videos of this. And so let's get into it. And now with this first one that comes from Eric Davis from Fandango, and he says, hands down, Across Spider-Verse, it is real deal. Visually unlike anything you will see in a theater this year, it very much feels like the Back to the Future 2 of the series. Middle to the title that's weird and funky and shocking, but also the ultimate Spider-Man experience. It rocks. And now, this is based on that reaction alone, and the fact that it says like it's like the Back to the Future 2 of the series, and like, even with this one that it's gonna be involving the multiverse and even time traveling, and even with so much more as we're about to experience. This next one comes from Tessa Smith from Mama's Geeky, and she says, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse raises the bar with its unique animation style and way of storytelling. Minds were blown when it was released. Fans thought that there was no way it could be topped. The thing that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse raised its own bar, which seemed impossible. It continued. And there are shocking twists and unexpected surprises, and a story that actually makes sense for the crazy multiverse world that we have all jumped headfirst into. The new Spider people are all amazing. Across Spider-Verse and it never fails its length. And now, even based on that reaction, it seems that we are going to be heading into the multiverse with this one, even with all the Spider people involved, even going after Miles, and even the Spider-Man 2099 as well. It seems that I think like this movie is going to be a blast. I think for one heck of a ride, especially with this movie involving the multiverse. This next one comes from Brandon Davis, and he says, Across the Spider-Verse is simply an incredible accomplishment. It's stunning, but also very much an unfinished story by its end. Visually, it's a stunning achievement. It's everything a Spider-Man fan could ask for and much more. It's so good, it's hard to believe it exists. And now, even with that reaction, even with what it says, an incredible accomplishment, and it seems that I think that this movie could be like better than the first one, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But even though it says like it's an incredible accomplishment, it's stunning, and I think we're about to experience so much animation, as like there's gonna be so much animation styles in this incredible and a long-awaited Spider-Verse sequel. And now this next one comes from Steven Winshaw from Collider, and he says, I absolutely love Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, so wanted to push pause about 100 times to study the incredible artistry on display. Could I recommend this film enough? And are you looking forward to seeing it again next time in IMAX? And like, it's like I gotta say, based on that, like I think it's something that I think it's a movie that people would 100% go for like multiple viewings, even with its incredible artistry, as it says right here, and also says I cannot recommend this film enough, and even that people will definitely go and see it in IMAX, because I think this movie deserves to be seen on the big screen as possible. And now this next one comes from Sean O'Connell, and he says, okay, Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse lives one step above a masterpiece. It's an actual work of art. Every frame that deserves to be hung in a museum. The jokes and nods to Spider lore are perfect. It's outstanding. The best Spider-Man movie, might be my favorite movie ever. Cherish it. And now, just based on that, like work of art and actual masterpiece, and the fact that it says the best Spider-Man movie, and like even like as we're gonna have a Miles Morales continuing his journey, and this is just is a journey in this film from like a beginning to end, even explaining what it means to be Spider-Man, and even to team up with a Spider-Gwen, and even as we've seen about the trailers and the marketing, and it is going to be an absolute masterpiece. And now this next one comes from Daniel Batista from the movie podcast, and he says, Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse is amazing and a revolutionary achievement in animation. It does the impossible of surpassing the original and delivers one of the best Spider-Man stories ever. It's more mature and a web-slinging wonder beginning to end. And now, even though what and the fact like they're all gonna say like amazing and a revolutionary and like it's gonna be the best Spider-Man story and with awesome web series and the fact that it's mature and even with the runtime reveal for film that's gonna be the longest anime film that we've ever seen, especially as it is like a Spider-Man film actually a Spider-Verse sequel film and even as we're about to head into even for the follow-up sequel Beyond the Spider-Verse as well. And now this last one comes from Eric Goldman, and he says, I am very happy to say that Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse is fantastic. That definitely juggles in the deeply heartfelt character beats with the crazy multiverse content and just packed with so many and the delightful Easter eggs. I love how Gwen's story is expanded and can't wait for the third one. And now, even with that reaction, it has like heartfelt characters and so many delightful Easter eggs with so much multiverse content, and like Gwen's story is expanded, and like even so, as we experience in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse with Miles and Gwen and the chemistry for the first time, I think like Gwen's story is definitely going to be explored even more since we never got that in the first movie, but I feel like with the second and third movie, I feel like we're gonna get so much more. And yeah, now with these early reactions and reviews that are coming from people who have seen the movie, and I think we're in for one heck of a treat, especially that this is the long-awaited Spider-Verse sequel, Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, and even with its follow-up sequel, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, and we're about to see Miles and Gwen experience the multiverse for the first time, and meaning Spider-Man 2099 and Miguel O'Hara, of course, and I think this movie is going to make some like connections to the MCU. And even like with all like connectivity and stuff like that, and the fact has got have so many level Easter eggs and so much multiverse content, and like and I think like with all the trailers and footage, I'm excited to see it myself, and even with the animation style and the way that the first movie delivered into the Spider-Verse, and I think we're definitely gonna be in one heck of a treat for this one. And yeah, I think like Spider-Man fans are going to be very excited for June 2nd, and the fact that this movie is around the corner from coming out, even though with this film that has had like so many delays, and now that we're officially getting it next week, and with this movie, it's going to be the long-awaited sequel. It's going to continue the journey of Miles Morales, and with him and Gwen experience the multiverse together, and even what else was Spider people involved, even going after Miles, but I think we're waiting for one heck of a treat for this awesome Spider-Verse sequel as it's coming out next week, and I cannot be more excited about myself. And as a Spider-Man fan, who are very excited to witness this as well. And so that is going to be for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and what are your thoughts on these early reactions that are in for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and are you looking forward to seeing this film in theaters? Let me know in the comments below. We can get this video a like and subscribe by turning on notifications for future videos, and if I have updates, always follow me on Twitter. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.